Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, it was Lizzie's birthday yesterday, but she shares a birthday with Charlie Red, and I was doing a puzzle for Charlie's birthday yesterday, so I'm doing Lizzie's puzzle today. Lizzie01, who, I don't know, I think she may be Scandinavian, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, Lizzie has called this puzzle Aesthete, which harks back to our solving of the Chance of Senar video game, which we did on a stream over 6 episodes. It might have been 7, I'm not entirely sure, where we dubbed one race of beings in that the aesthetes, because they were interested in arts and things. Did they turn out to be bards in the end, or poets? I think bards, but we never really lost the trick of calling them aesthetes. So that's what we called them, and to us that's what they were. Now, Lizzie said in an email, or maybe no, on the Logic Master Germany page where this got posted, that she hadn't intended it to turn out like a rune in Chance of Senar, but it did. And I think that's why she's called it Aesthete. She's always a very welcome follower on our streams, and one is going on now. We are streaming tonight. So if you've just switched on this video and started to watch it just as it's uploaded, pause it, go and watch us streaming Hex Cells Infinite, and then come back and watch the rest of the video. That's my advice, but you can do what you want. You can just click on the puzzle and play it and make off in the sun happy. But make sure you read the rules, because there are doublers afoot today, which I'm looking forward to having a go at. That's the sort of rule set I like grappling with. However, first of all, as well as that stream, which we're kind of trying to stream every week at the moment. I don't think we've missed many lately, but I might be wrong. Also, of course, on the channel, we've got still a week left on RiffClown's interactions on Patreon. You can still enter that and potentially win a prize if you get drawn out of the hat. 8 fantastic line Sudoku puzzles with multiple lines of different types interacting with each other. And they are all works of art in themselves, just the grids. Not runes perhaps, but more geometric. I think Lizzie may be a semiotician, whereas or a symbologist, that's Dan Brown's made-up word for a profession, or whilst RiffClown is probably a cubist as an artist. Anyway, we will be closing that competition on the 20th. There's always tons of extra content on Patreon though, so do join us there. You can get all our apps. They include Thermo Sudoku, looking a lot like this grid sometimes. And you can get our merchandise. Look at this super gear, Cracking the Cryptic hoodie here. It's well worth having. It's a very nice piece of kit. And there's also, of course, Sven's SUDOKU PAD. But the first link under the puzzle today is to Aesthete by Lizzie01. And the rules are, normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Along thermometers, values strictly increase from the bulb end. So we've got to get bigger as we go up here in terms of the value in the cell. There are 9 doubler cells in the grid, 1 in every row, column and box. Each digit from 1 to 9 appears in a doubler cell exactly once, and a doubler cell's value counts as double its digit. So I don't think I've done a doubler puzzle in a while, and I might be wrong, but I like them. And I really like Lizzie's puzzles. It's often a prolonged pleasure because they tend not to be that easy, but I'm going to have a go at this one. I don't think I've got any interruptions ahead of me. Famous last words, we'll see what happens with that. But I'm really looking for, I might have to sneeze in a moment. That may get cut out of the video. Let's see, maybe my nose has survived. I'm looking forward to tackling this anyway. So give it a try yourself before watching the video. That's my advice. You can do what you want. I'm going to click on start and let's get cracking. So, well, we've got a thermo that is too long to just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not too long to be ordinary digits. It's odd about diagonal thermo connections. They are obviously, I suppose they are obviously longer than straight ones because the hypotenuse of a right-angled triangle is clearly longer than the straight sides. For some reason that one looks longer than 9 cells to me, but there are actually only 9 cells on the thermo, so I don't know that this last one is a doubler, which I thought I did know. I mean, it may well still turn out to be a doubler. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm not going to think about that because I've suddenly noticed box 3 and I'm going to think about this. And I'm going to think specifically about the question of where does the 9 go in this box? And that's interesting because it's difficult for a 9 to go on a thermo, not on the end of it. It can only happen in a puzzle where something funky is going on, like doublers. And therefore, I think the 9 has to be in one of these cells with a doubler on the thermo cell after it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Doubling the 9 won't help in this box. In fact, that would absolutely explode it. Yeah, that must be right. You can't put a 9 here or everything would have to be doubled along it. You can only put a 9 here and only with a doubler after it. So one of these two is the doubler. And I want to make the doublers red and the other cells green. So I'm going to make all of those cells, let's use the lighter green or the more faded green colour, less vibrant. So red is in, sorry, the doubler is in one of those two cells. Therefore, none of these is a doubler. Actually, I've now thought a bit. I think the left side of my brain was thinking about this thermo while I was looking at those. The values on this. We can't go above a value of 9 here. If we were above a value of 9 here, both of these last two cells would have to be a doubler. So the value of this cell is not above 9. Now, this is not final pencil marking, but if I was to assume that every cell up until the penultimate one on this thermo was a genuine non-doubled cell, a natural cell, then I would be pencil marking like that along the thermo. But we could have a doubler somewhere along it. And as long as it leaves, yeah, it could be anywhere. If it leaves that value as 8, that could be a genuine 9. So the doubler could be anywhere, but it would have to reach an even value. So in this cell, it would have to reach a value of 8. In this cell, also a value of 8. In this cell, a value of 6. In this cell, a value of 6. In this cell, a value of 4. This one, a value of 4. This one, a value of 2. And this one, well, it's either a single one, a double one, or a single 2. So I have added to those pencil mark candidates the doubler possibilities. In fact, in this cell, we know it's not a doubler. We've coloured it green, so it's not double 3. Okay, I mean, that hasn't got me as far as I wanted. I still don't know. I mean, I still find it likely that that's a doubler. It's very hard to be sure that nothing else on the line is a doubler. I'm just going to leave that again. Sorry, I thought I'd maybe made progress there, but I haven't really. Let's go back to this stuff. Right, these values. The values are again, like this thermo, the values have to keep increasing. This is very much the point. So the value there must be at least 1, then at least 2, at least 3. Right, this value is at least 4, and this is a genuine cell. All the ones on the rest of this thermo are genuine, so I can now pencil mark those with the possible digits. Now, can we have a doubler here? I mean, it is important to remember that you can have repeat doublers on a thermo. So that and that could be doublers. This one, I mean, it could have 3. It probably won't, but I mean, there could be a doubler here, but how would that actually work? The maximum this can be is 6. So the doubler here would be doubling up to a value of 2 or 4. If it was 4, yeah, no, it could work. Oh, but the digits here are, even if you doubled something, you couldn't, you'd be doubling 2, in fact. That's the only possible doubler that could go in this cell. Doubled 1 won't work because you couldn't precede it on the thermo. Doubled 2 would give you a 4 and does work. Doubled 3 would give you a number that's too high for that. So the only doubler this could be is 2. Now, what about this? I'm going to, again, put 4, 3, 2. I can't put 1 in still. It's a little bit more complicated than just not writing a 1 in there because the value of this cell can be 2. But if it was a doubled 1, that would also require a single 1 there, and that would break the rules. So this value and digit is 2, 3, or 4. And this digit is 1, 2, or 3, although it could still be a doubled 1. So I really haven't ruled out doublers out of any of those cells. Actually, the doubler in this box is going to be low. Oh, I never asked, where does 8 go? I was kind of assuming 8 would go before the 9. Oh, no, okay, that's not so valuable a question at the moment. What I am going to ask is, what is the double digit in these cells? It's got to be at least double 5. Hasn't it? Yes. Yes, because the doubler is here because it is bigger than the 9 value in one of those cells. So wherever 9 is, the next digit is a doubled 5 or more. So in the non-doubler amongst these two cells, what value are we going to have? And my real question there is, can it be less than 5? And I'll tell you why that is a good question, I believe, when I've answered it, because I think I know the answer. It cannot be less than 5. So the value of this cell on a thermo of length 4 has to be at least 4. Can it be a natural 4 in one of these cells? And the answer turns out to be no, because the digits you would have to put before on the thermo are 3, 2, and 1. And that is independent of the possibility of there being a doubler amongst them. In fact, I don't think they could be. You would have to put the digits 3, 2, and 1 and actually use those values. And you can't do that because that'll break this cell, row 1, column 7, where we have pencil marked 1, 2, and 3. I'm just a little nervous that this relies on the pencil marking from here. No, that's fine. If this has got a maximum value of 6, we must count back one at a time. 5, 4, 3. This has got a maximum value of 3, and you can put no digit in it other than 1, 2, or 3. That is correct. And therefore you cannot put a natural 4 in either of these cells, or its thermo will break that. And therefore, and here is the point that I was getting to, this is lovely by the way, the natural digit is at least a 5. The doubled digit is at least a 5. Both of these are from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that, my friends, is a quintuple there in the box. So that's a 4, and these other cells are 1, 2, and 3. Now that's a 4, we can write in the values 3, 2, and 1. There is no possibility of fitting a doubler amongst them. They're all green. There is a doubler down here somewhere. Now, didn't I say that the doubler in this box is a low digit? Because it can't double. Yes, that's right. I don't know if I did say it, but I'm saying it now. The doubler in this box is a low digit because the thermo it's on is not the one with the double digit here and the 9 here. The thermo the doubler is on is the other one. Let's say this was the doubler and that was the 9. Then this doubler rules out there being a doubler in any of those cells by the doubler rules. So the doubler would be in these cells, and that is the thermo that is ending in a natural Sudoku digit, which could be 9, but 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. So the doubled value before that on the thermo has to be a doubled low number, 1, 2, 3 or 4. And look, it can't be 1, 2 or 3. So there is a doubled 4. And it has to come in the cell before the 9. So these, I can't really trim down these pencil marks, but they do involve a 9, which is natural, and a doubler, which is 5, 6, 7 or 8. These two cells definitely involve a doubler, and it's a double 4. So we now know where there is a double 4 in the puzzle and a doubled 9. These cells are a 5, 6, 7, 8 quadruple of natural numbers where the bulbs can't be 8. Oh, it's nice to get some actual genuine thermo work to do. And the next cell can't be a 5. So one of these is an 8, and that means that can't be an 8. One of these is a 5. Wow, this is a very, very clever puzzle. Oh, that can't be a doubled 4 because we've got a doubled 4 over here. That is a 9 now. Look at that. Because of this box, that can't be a doubled 4 or a single 8. That is beautiful. So that is a normal 9. And this is now a doubler. And again, it's a doubled high digit. Can't be a 9 this time. Oh, well, okay, can't be a 9 because of the 9 in the box, but also can't be a doubled 9 because we've had the doubled 9. Now, one more red cell gives us a load more greens where doublers can't be. So that's not a doubled 3. That is a natural 5 or 6. That can't be a 4 because we've pencil marked a 4 in one of those, and because it's not a doubler. Sorry, I'd forgotten the doubler bit. Wow, okay, this is interesting again. 9, ooh, I can place 9 in this box. It cannot be in those cells by Sudoku. It can't be in these ones because we know there's a doubled 9, no, a natural 9 over here. I've pencil marked it. It can't be in those cells, and it can't be here because that is not a doubler. So the value couldn't be above 9. So we get 9 in that cell, and then there's a 9 in one of those. That 9 looks across here and shortens the numbers of cells. That doesn't get us anything here. Doesn't change that. Okay, there's a 5 definitely in one of those, so that's not a doubled 5. Right, what next? This is brilliant. I'm really enjoying this. It's very tempting to me to say neither of those cells on the thermo can be doublers because they're less than this digit. But you have to be very careful because we could double a 1 in one of those cells and it would have no problem appearing there. So I don't know about the nature of them as potential doublers. The same is true for this thermo. That 9 is not a doubler. Yeah, that's very interesting. Again, if these are doublers, they're very low digits. So what are the doublers we've had? We've had a 4 and a 9. This one is 5, 6, 7 or 8. This one here. That one is 6, 7 or 8. We don't know a lot yet. Okay. That is always a kind of 5th dimension in these puzzles, is the set of 1 to 9 that goes in the doubler cells. It's best to keep an eye on that all the time. Oddly, this is the only cell in the grid where I definitely know there is a doubler so far. Now, if that was a 2 doubled, that's a 1 and that's a 3. That would, no, that wouldn't work here. Look, that's beautiful. If that was a doubled 2, oh, this is weird. What's going on here? If that was a doubled 2, the rest of the values on this thermo would be 3, 2, 1. And that being a doubled 2 wouldn't let this be a doubler, and they'd both be digit 2s. A doubled one there and a single one there, but that breaks the puzzle. So that is not a doubler. That is a natural cell. One of these is a doubler, and none of these are doublers. And they're all... Oh, that, I suppose, you know, that is exactly what we expected from those thermo cells. Somehow I thought that was weird. It's not weird at all. That's perfectly normal. Now, can that be the doubler? Again, it could be a doubled 1. I haven't got that anywhere. These two, one of these is a doubler somewhere in box 7. Oh, where does 9 go? In the central row. Oh, I've broken it. No. How? Oh my goodness. Right, there is a much derided piece of Sherlockiana, of Sherlock Holmes lore, that there is one short story in which Sherlock Holmes tells Dr. Watson quite famously that once you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. And it's derided because it's kind of obvious, and in fact in detective stories you are constantly finding out how the extremely improbable is true and how eliminating all the other possibilities is virtually impossible therefore. But in this case, this is absolutely fascinating. I'm going to tell you that one of those is a 9, and you're going to say, well, if you're like me, you're going to say, well, that almost can't be true. And that's right, it almost can't be true, but it is true. These can't be 9, and that is true, because the value here is a natural value. It's, in fact, no more than 8. So how could you put a 9 before it on a thermo? You can't. So that has led us to a 9 being here. And I was inclined to dismiss that as impossible, because it would require every cell after it to be more than a value of 9 on the thermo. But wait, that is possible. It is literally happening before our eyes, because we've proved, I think my proofs are correct, that this has to be a 9. That's not a 9 because of that. These aren't 9, oh, these aren't 9 because of that. These we've pencil marked, we know there's a 9 there. There has to be a 9 here. And now these are all doubled higher digits. And you think that in all of these cells we've got too many doubled higher digits, but I don't think we can have. So let's put 5, 6 or 7, 5 or 6 there, 6 or 7 there. No, this could be a 9. It could be a doubled 9 here. So we've got a doubled 5, 6 or 7, doubled 6, 7 or 8, doubled 7, 8 or 9. Up here we've got a doubled 6, 7 or 8. And here it's not a 9 that's being doubled, it's the other one out of 5, 6, 7, 8, because it's sitting above a 9. And that is the set of high digits being doubled. We've got a doubled 4 here. So the remaining doubled digits in this puzzle, which are there in one of these cells and in one of, specifically in that cell, are 3, 2 and 1 being doubled. That has to be a doubled 3. If it was a doubled 1, you'd need a 1 there. This is absolutely brilliant. So here we've got a doubled 1, 2 or 3 forming a triple. And here we've got a doubled 1, 2 or 3. I mean, I could now finish off the colouring, but it hardly matters any. Oh, I haven't quite finished off the colouring because I've got 2 X-wings of doublers, but it is brilliant, this. That was a 9 because none of the others are a doubled 9. None of the other high digits that are getting doubled. Here we're doubling the digit that sits over a 9 in the row, in the column. Yeah, okay. So in this row, there is a 1, 2, or 3 being doubled there. The other two of those are here. We've got a 5, 6 pair. These are from 4, 7, 8. And this can't be an 8 because that has a maximum value of 8 and it's got to be higher. So in fact, that is an 8. And there we go. Over here now we have a natural 8 and a doubled 1, 2, or 3. The natural 8 cannot go here because that can't be a 9. So the 8 goes here and is natural. And these are doublers. Lost the cursor there. Fantastic. Okay, this is a doubled 1, 2, or 3. In fact, we know it's not 3. Sorry, I've forgotten that. That is a doubled 1 or 2, not on a thermo. Every other doubler, you'll notice, is on a thermo. Yeah, these can't have an 8 in now. They're almost a quadruple with that. What about this row? Not much doing. I mean, I think we're down to a lot of Sudoku now, which is great. I'm very happy with that. Oh, these are all natural digits now on this long thermo. So that's not a 4. Or, sorry, that I've got that wrong. That's not a doubled 2. That's not a doubled 1. These are all natural. Oh, there's got to be a 4 in this row. Well, that's got to be here. And that will either run down the thermo or up it. It runs down it. 3, 2, and 1 go in. That is now not 1. This is now a doubled 1, so that's a doubled 2. This digit is 5, 6, or 7 to have a value more than 2. That is a triple, and this is a 3. We get a 3 here, not in the corner. That is 5, 6, or 7, and so is row 3, column 2. This is now 6, 7, or 8 because of this thermo. There's a 1 there in column 1. This is not a 1. It's higher than a value of 6. 7, 8, or 9. It can't be 9. We've got a 9 in one of those. So now we've got a 7, 8 pair in the row. 3, 2, 8. This, oh, look at that. This is less than 6 as a value, and it sees the digits 1, 3, 2, and 4. So that's a 5. This is not 5. The doubled 5 is in this pair. This is a doubled 5 and a 9. Must be. And that's not 5. And this is 5. And this is 6. That finishes this thermo. 5 and 8 still to place in column 7. 6, 7, 3, 8, 4, 5, 9. This is a 1, 2 pair. That can't be a 7 by Sudoku. So that's not a doubled 6. Now this is a 3, 5 pair in the box. So that's a 2 and those aren't. This 8 says that that's not an 8. So we've placed 8. And I think that's going to sort out the doublers. Doesn't 8? Yes, it can't lead up to double 4. It has to lead up to natural 9. So those two are the natural cells. These two are the doublers. And we know what they are. That's a doubled 4 and a doubled 5. The doubled 4 is followed by a 9. This can't be a 5 by Sudoku. So that's a 5. And then I can't determine those two cells. They're both less than 8. And that one's more than 5. Fine. Okay. Got a 7, 8 pair in this row. I feel like this 1, 5, 3 is doing a job of some sort. Not sure what. Oh, that 3 is doing a job. That's sorting out 5 and 3 there. So 5's in one of those two cells. Yeah, okay, there's an X-wing. 5 can't be there. So 5 in this box is in one of those 4 cells. 5 in box 8 is in one of those 2. That's using up all the 5s in row 8 and 9. And this is an 8, and that is a 5. Didn't sort out my last 2 doublers, of course. That is 4, 6 or 7. Right, this is also 4, 6 or 7, but we've got a 7, 8 pair in the box. 3, 9, 7, 8. So we need to put a 2 in box 1. Then that is 4, 5 or 6 and can't be 5. And that's a 4, 6 pair, and this has to be 5. 5 comes off the bulb. And I thought that was significant earlier, if we could get 5 off the bulb. Yeah, maybe because this is a 7, 8 pair in column 1. I think that's what I'd seen would happen. So 4 there, 6 there, 7 here, 6 on the bulb. Oh, on the thermo, 7 there makes this an 8. That's 7 in the corner. This is 5 on the I wing. 2, 6, 1. This is a set of 4, 9, 4, 8, 9. No 9 there, no 8 there. That's become a 7 with a 1, 6 pair surrounding it. This is, oh, that's not a 6. 4 there, 3, 5, 4, 1, 7, 6. 2, 8, 9 here, don't know. Oh no, this has become a 7 in the box. So that looks at this cell on the doubler rule of having 1 to 9 in each doubler cell. So now this is definitely a naked 2, and that's 8 and that's 9. The 2 sorts out 1 and 2, the 1 sorts out 6 and 1. This is a 2, 4, 6 triple. We've got one more thermo to come, which is in natural cells, and that must kind of be a disambiguator put in by Lizzie to make this wonderful puzzle with no given digits work. This is a 5, 7 pair. They're very straightforward. 7 goes in there. That's the last 7 in the grid. That is 3 or 4. We could still get a 3 in the corner. That is 1 or 6, 2, 3 or 6, 1, 2 or 3. Oh, look at this thermo. Oh, sorry if I remarked on the... I think I remarked on this thermo as being very helpful while I was filling in these pairs, but I didn't realise for some reason that there is only one fill for this thermo now. It's got to be 2 less than 3, and that's going to finish the puzzle. That is absolutely class. Everything about this puzzle is utterly perfect, even down to that's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spot, light losing its religion. And here we go, we're finishing now. Happy birthday, Lizzie, you deserve it. That is fabulous. Fabulous. I really like that. I mean, aesthetically very pleasing, and the fact that it kind of forms a chance of Sinar rune, and that Lizzie has recognised our stream is an absolute bonus. I'm delighted with that. Thank you, Lizzie. There we go. There are the doublers in all their glory. What a lovely puzzle. Thank you for following us on the channel. As always, we are delighted that you do that. Do please feel free to click subscribe and see if we can get our subscribers up above 600,000. Anyway, thank you very much for... Oh, before I go, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. I think we're releasing a couple of extra puzzles on the app, actually. Just a couple of bonus puzzles. You don't even need to have paid for anything on the app. You can just download the CTC app and you should be able to get those, I believe. Anyway, thank you for watching as always, and hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.